Well, howdy there, folks. Welcome back. This is the second time of me doing this now because I had to restart because I didn't know how to do it. This is Cold, Cold Heart, Hank Williams. I tried so hard, my dear, to show that you are my every dream. But you're afraid each thing I do is just some evil scheme. A memory from your lonesome past keeps us so far apart. Why can't I free your doubtful mind and melt your cold, cold heart? Another lie when I believe that you belong to me. I am heart is shackled to a memory. In anger, unkind words are said, make the teardrops start. Why can't I free your doubtful mind and melt your cold, cold heart? And that in anger, unkind words are said, make the teardrops start. Why can't I free your doubtful mind and melt your cold, cold heart? I just added those in there. I didn't, it's not part of the song or anything. I just added those in there. It sounded good. Why can't I free your doubtful mind and melt your cold, cold heart? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Alright. Here's half of 6 White Horses. This is going to be a good one too, I think. Some folks drink and some folks smoke. Some folks love and some folks don't. Some folks laugh and some folks frown. Some that are here that gun you down. Goodbye, Johnny. 6 white horses gonna take you home. Goodbye, Johnny. Took me away before you sing your song. That's pretty good. You know, love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring. Bound by wild desires. It's I think it starts with a D. Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring. Bound and it burns, a ring of fire, and it burns, a ring of fire. That's pretty good. Pretty good, not gonna lie. I you know, I'm not a beginner, so you can see that. You know, I'm not a beginner. Obviously, I'm not like taking my time. See, this is G7 when you put your first finger on that first thing, and then you put it's like a G, but you're putting your pinky finger on the F, right? You're putting your pinky on the F. You're putting your ring finger on the high E string, and then you're putting your middle finger on that open A string. So you may think that I'm talking foolish. You heard that I'm wild and I'm free. That's a good song too. Forever and ever, amen. You may wonder how I can promise you now this love that I feel for you always will be. You're not just time that I'm killing, one of those guys. As sure as I live, this love that I give is gonna be yours until the day that I die. Oh baby, I'm gonna love you forever, forever and ever, amen. As long as old men sit and talk about the weather, as long as old women sit and talk about old men, you wonder how long I'll be faithful. Just listen to how this song ends. Ooh, yeah, that's pretty good. Let me tell you, I want to become a good guitar player one day. I don't want to go be a famous guitar player, but my grandpa. This is my grandpa's guitar, by the way. This is my grandpa's dead. My dad's dead, and my dad's dad. And he gave me this guitar he gave me this guitar, and I wanted it really bad because I wanted to learn how to play it. And a few months later, like a few months after he died, I got it fixed by a guy named Chuck McKellop. He is a very good guitar player too. And he told me about this girl. Her name was Elisa. I'm not going to say her last name, but her name was Elisa. I think that's how you pronounce it. Louisa. And he told me about her. And she's like, yeah, she's like probably one of the best around. He was not kidding when he said that. If you want to check out her channel, it's called Figuring It Out. I don't know. I know what she looks like, but I'm not going to tell people what, just basically, I love her I love her guitar teaching. It's so good. But I learned this music. I learned chords from my book here, and I kind of follow along YouTubers and stuff. Forever and ever, amen. As long as old men sit and talk about the weather, just sit and talk about the weather. As long as old men sit and talk about old men. If you wonder how long I'll be faithful, just listen to how the song ends. Forever and ever, forever and ever, amen. I love guitar so much. My grandpa, when I was a kid, I knew it was my destiny to play guitar. When I was a little kid, my grandpa had a guitar, and I had a little blue guitar, a little student guitar, and there's a picture of me and him. I'll have to find it and show you guys. But it's a picture of me and him both holding guitars, both having guitars in our hands like this. When I look at that photo, I want to cry because it's like, it'd be his dream right now to see me play guitar. It'd be his dream to see that I could play the guitar, you know, because he played the guitar. He is very good. He could play Hank Williams. He could play, you know, Buck Owens and stuff like that. I'm sure a lot of you don't know who Buck Owens is. I do. I know who Buck Owens is. But, you know, like Love's Gonna Live Here Again, or Truck, you know, Act Naturally, that song, you know. It really is hard for me to forget him because he really had a big impact in my life, and that's why I have this guitar, is because of him. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have this guitar. I wouldn't have the stuff I have right now if it wasn't for him. I think he was the reason for my success in guitar. I think he was I think when he died, his spirit went inside of me. The guitar spirit went inside of me. And I'm just gonna be a good guitar player just like him. I just love that I can play guitar just like him though. You know, I show you a picture of him right now holding a guitar. He was, this was about, you know, a long time ago before I was ever born. It was probably around when my dad was a kid. I don't know really much about it, about the family history, but this is, I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is a picture of him holding a guitar. And, that, I have that same guitar. That guitar that he's holding right there, that was 1981. That guitar that he's holding right there, that guitar, I have that guitar up in my bus, up in our storage bus. And I think that's the same one. I'm not sure, but he was a very good guitar player, and he tried to teach me, but see, the thing is he wasn't patient when teaching. He wasn't patient with me when he taught guitar and stuff. He wasn't patient with me, so it was really hard for me to learn anything from him because he didn't have any patience for anybody but himself, you know. But he still loved to show me, like, you know, chords and stuff, but I never really listened because I thought it was all bull crap. But I know now that it's not. Guitar is it's better than any other instrument, whether you're woodland or whatever. It's good. Honestly, I rather play a guitar than a saxophone because I rather be playing strings than having to frickin' make my mouth sore. You know what I'm saying? So, and making my finger like, well, and you know, at least when you're playing guitar, you're building calluses, you're building actual, you know, you're building muscle in your fingers to do that. But you're also, I think you're building, like, I don't know, something in your mouth. I don't know what it is with clarinets, saxophones, and bigger saxophones, and tenor saxophones too. Like the saxophone, it's like called a tenor. I think it's called a tenor saxophone. It's like a bigger one. Like it's like a one that's more, I don't really know, but it and then I know that there is a clarinet also. There's a bigger version of a clarinet too. Can't remember what that's called. But yeah. And then, you know, like drums. Drums is really good too. I'd love to learn how to play drums. That would be really cool. But I love guitar. And you know, you can really play, like, yeah, if I wanted to learn how to play a clarinet, I could go play a clarinet. But I don't want to play, clarinet would probably be too easy for me. So, and for my speed on guitar, because you need, this was me when I was first starting chords. And now this is me. So this will be just named country music. I don't know what else to do. Just go like this. You know, so It's a very beautiful guitar. My guitar is very beautiful. Again, this is my something my grandpa bought. It's not something I wouldn't be able to afford. So, you know, definitely not the amount that he paid for it. And I think he spent like I don't know. I thought he spent like 6,000 on this, but I think that's how much No, I don't know if they. I don't. You know that guitars can be like $20,000, $30,000, like depending on the brand of the guitar. No, the electric guitars that I have, those are kind of like bad. I don't like the electric guitars that I have. Well, I gotta get new guitar strings on the one that my mom's dad gave me. And that one would be playable because it's got one of those, and it's got one of those things where you press down and makes that humming sound like, you know, like that. It's kind of like that, but it's got one of those, and then I have a Squier too, wait, no, that's not what it's called. Is that what's called, a Squier? I think it's called Squier. I could go look. Well, I don't really feel like doing that right now. But yeah, it's just basically, people think that guitar is so hard, but somebody like me, I'm also pretty smart too. I'm pretty smart with instruments, I think. When my mom showed me my grandma's clarinet, I could not, because that thing was so old, like it was like trying to, cause I played the saxophone one time, right? I was in the 6th grade, and me and my friend Colin, he told me to join band because he was in it. So I decided to do that. That was a very fatal mistake, because I not only did I hate it, but I didn't like the instrument that I picked, because it wasn't me. It wasn't the instrument that I wanted to do. I picked the saxophone. That was horrible. I hate woodwind instruments. Doesn't matter which one it is, I hate them. Because you gotta try to get the mouthpiece on there. First of all, it's like you're trying to get the mouthpiece on there a certain way so it can make that sound like that, like it sounds like a wisp. It sounds like a horn almost. Oh my gosh. I would just like with my saxophone, I just messed around. I'd make loud noises with it like a freaking elephant, and band was really fun for screwing around in elementary. But like my friend Colin, he was in band for 2 years in high school, and he's quitting. But you know, I told him, find somebody that can teach you better, because if you can keep on that with that saxophone, you play saxophone on, you know, you'll make good money. That's what I told him. You'll make good money doing that kind of stuff. That's why I'm doing this, is because maybe I can make a living off of it. You know, if my life doesn't meet up to what I want to do, like being a carpenter and stuff, I want to, you know, and I don't care what anybody says. Guitar is good. Like, guitar is one of the greatest things. You know, I might not be able to play Luke Bryan or, you know, Luke Combs or anything like that, but I can play Hank Williams. I try, and he is one good legend. Johnny Cash is too. Johnny Cash is very good. Johnny Cash is good. Let's see. Charlie Walker is good. You know, those kind of people. You gotta kind of have the taste for that kind of music. I have the taste for it because I am an old soul, and I think my soul comes from an older generation. I think my soul is from somebody else. I think I was born. I think I was alive. I think I was alive before, because you know, I can kind of feel like I was, you know, in the 50s, you know, I like 50s rock, I like 70s rock, and 80s, like, you know, anything that has, you know, 50s country, 40s country music, which is, you know, Charlie Walker and Hank Williams, and you know, and somebody thought that Hank Williams was still alive. I said, well, let me tell you something. Hank Williams was still alive, he'd still be really famous, even though he probably wouldn't be able to. He'd probably be already dead now, but because you know George Jones is dead too. Hank Williams would be like 100 something now, I think. He'd be like 100 and. He died in 51 or 50. I think 51 or it's either 51 or 50. 1950 or 1951. And yeah, he was only like 29 when he died, and that was very sad. He's supposed to go to a concert and never made it. And if you ever watched the movie I Saw the Light, that's a good movie about Hank Williams. And you know, so yeah. But I'll see you guys in the next video. And